This morning, we are in the presence of a music legend. For 6 decades, Dionne Warwick has been entertaining us with songs like I Say a Little Prayer and Walk On By.
She's won 6 Grammy Awards and just last year was inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame.
Now Ms. Warwick is taking a look back at her career through the lens of the Ed Sullivan Show in the new documentary Sunday Best. It examines how the iconic talk show host broke barriers by showcasing Black artists.
He cared, and he wanted his audience to understand that there was a lot of talent out there that needed the exposure.
Miss Dionne Warwick.
And he was willing to give it in order to continue to do what most people wanted us to do, and that was to entertain and bring them something they couldn't get anywhere else.
Dionne Warwick, good morning. We're so glad that you're here. As Savannah said, the documentary is incredible because I think people nowadays may not appreciate what the Ed Sullivan Show actually did and the platform it gave people who otherwise would not have been able to perform like that. You first appear, it's 1967. Were you nervous?
Absolutely.
Yes.
You don't just do the Ed Sullivan Show.
Yes.
You know, being invited, first of all, was like, oh boy, really? And then, I kept teasing Bob Freck and Mr. Sullivan himself. I said, am I your favorite? Because I had not seen that many people that he would bring to talk to, you know, and he knew so much about me. I kept saying, how do you know that? And this young lady's from East Orange. Oh, really? You know that? Yeah. And her grandfather's a minister. How'd you know that? You know, he knew so much about me. It was a wonderful thing. And to be on the Ed Sullivan Show, basically, you kind of have to feel I've arrived.
You made it.
Yeah.
It had such an impact. Even there was all this news last week that the Late Show with Stephen Colbert it will be ending, and that's out of the Ed Sullivan Theater. Like, that's
I know
how much of an impact it had, and you were in that studio many times. What do you think it did for your career being on that show?
It was the kind of show that everybody watched. Every Sunday, you were sitting in front of your TV to see, first of all, who was going to be on, but more importantly, anybody new had the opportunity to be seen. Oh, really? Saw you last night. You did? Where? On the Ed Sullivan. Oh, yeah. I was on the Ed Sullivan Show. It was a wonderful, wonderful thing to do.
I love watching the old clips. I love hearing that you were nervous before you went on. Looking at that Dionne Warwick now, what would you say to her?
You shouldn't be nervous.
You got this.
Yeah, no, I don't know what I would say to her. You know, saying anything in an advisory sort of way is something I refrain from doing because nobody takes advice anyway. You know?
They might from you.
I don't think so. I will encourage people, definitely. You know, I'll let them know that I'm available for any questions. If I can answer them, I certainly will. And if I can't, I'll find out for you. You know.
Well, last month, you got a real treat. You got to go back to the Apollo to perform. What was that like?
It was amazing. Absolutely.
Did it feel good?
Oh, it felt like being at home. It really did. You know, walking out on that stage is an experience, I think, very much like the Ed Sullivan Show. You know, you're walking on a stage that the icons, I mean, the real legends of our industry. I mean, I'm standing on the same stage that Ella Fitzgerald stood, you know, Lena Horne stood, Diane Carroll stood, Nina Simone. I mean, it was like, I'm really standing here. It was amazing, absolutely amazing.
What about being inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame?
That was interesting. It was. I mean, I've been nominated twice. And this was the 3rd time. And as I said in my speech, 3 strikes you're out. They finally got it right.
Yes.
You know, I don't really consider myself rock and roll. However, I've always said, you know, if they're going to induct Dolly Parton, if they're going to induct those kinds of other music, call it the Music Awards. You know?
That's a good point.
Instead of rock and roll.
Yeah.
This is not just rock and roll.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, a little bit of constructive
said,
feedback.
they got it
from
right.
Miss Dionne
Yeah.
Warwick
Yeah,
right here.
do that.
Such a treat to talk to you. Thank you for coming in.
Absolutely, my pleasure.
Well, Sunday Best is out today on Netflix.
Hey, thanks for watching. And don't forget, you can catch the Today Show every morning on NBC or take Today when you're on the go. Just follow the Today podcast on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or wherever you listen.